Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Going into the second hour here of Roleplay Mirrorshades, week number 3. Adam, what's
All
going
right,
on?
we are neck deep in the Matrix with Bonbon.
Nice.
So while y'all are in the room, explaining to or in the bath in the case of Night Sass, um, you are Bonbon is jacked into the phone plug on the wall. So Bonbon,
Mm-hmm.
you are currently in the I/O port for the room, but have access to the data line that leads into the main systems. Where would you like to go, and what would you like to do?
I think I'd like to do cameras first.
Okay, all right. So you want to access the security sub-processing unit?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you can find the data line for that, no problem. But expectedly, I think the end of the line is blocked. So you travel down the information superhighway, all the like energy traffic flying past you, and you arrive at the SPU, which is like a giant sphere of like white light, with all these like flickering sort of lightning bolts around it. You recognize a barrier or an access block of some kind around the security SPU.
Um, can I analyze it then? So I have analyze, attack, decrypt, and browse as
Okay.
my loaded programs right now.
Yeah, you can analyze if you'd like. To do that, you will make a test using the rating of the analyze program.
Okay. My analyze is 6, so
Okay, and you
What's
can
my
add
value?
you can add your hacking pool,
Right.
more dice from whatever you have left. And then your rating is you have to do it against a target number of 4, and then I'm
Okay.
going to test for the barrier, doing a resistance test.
okay. Do you roll first then?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. 2 successes.
Okay, 2. So if I beat 2, then you don't learn anything. What's your sensor rating on your deck?
6.
All right, so it'll probably fail, but that's yep. Okay. All right. So what happens is there's an interchange of data where you pull the barrier for information, and it counterpulls you to be like, well, why are you asking about this? But you manage to evade it. You feed it a fake password or some bad data, and it's white ice. It's like it can't hurt you or even damage your deck. Worst it can do is set off an alarm if you
Sure.
don't break it. Now to crack it, to like get through, you're gonna need to defeat it with either like you can hack it down. You can just use a combat utility to just like break it,
Right.
or you can try to use a utility to fake that you deserve to be allowed in, like make up a fake user. And to do that, I'll tell you the programs that you can use now that you know what the ice is about. Let me just check here. Countermeasures. To beat it, you need either deception or sleaze, or if you have a combat utility, you can crash it.
So attack, right?
Yeah.
So actually I want to hold on, let me just do some quick math here.
Sure.
Because I have analyze, which is 48, attack, which is 60, so 108, decrypt, which is 18,
So
and browse.
for
which
those
is
of
also-
you who are curious about these numbers that Weed is just spewing out, the cyber deck that Weed is using has a certain amount of available memory, and it defaults to having certain kind of like programs loaded up, but you have to have enough room if you pull a program down to pull another one up and replace it. So if he doesn't have sleaze or the other one I said, if you don't have that ready,
Deception.
you have to unload a program and then reload another one.
Right. So actually, I have enough storage, or enough memory rather. So my memory is 200, and the difference between memory and storage is literally like your hard drive space.
Yeah, storage is your hard
Memory would
drive.
be the programs you can load into it. So, unfortunately, I don't have it loaded, but I'm going to go ahead. I can load. I can load deception.
Okay.
And I mean, it'll take me a little bit, but I'm not necessarily in combat, so.
No, yeah, it's a slow situation. You don't have to worry about it. Okay. So you load that up. It doesn't take very long. If anybody else, like Breakdown or Night's Ass, Crusher, any of you guys have something you want to do, feel free to like jump in.
I just have a question in terms of
Yep.
how time flows. Does it flow the same amount of time when he's
Yes.
in cyberspace?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they changed that in later editions, but it's such a hassle to be like, okay, we're in combat and we
Yeah.
have 47 turns. Everybody else, you got 1. Like,
Yeah.
it all happens. You're literally using your brain to like travel through the matrix. So it happens at like real time.
That's why the IO on the deck like makes a huge difference, because if we're in combat and I'm trying to say get a file, then if I didn't have that program loaded, it would take me 2 turns to, or actually probably more like 4 turns to actually load it.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there well, go ahead.
So I'm going to be the one who has to go and pick up Dimitri, right, for the interview?
Yeah, I mean, I think the plan is that he's going to show up at the hotel. So
he shows up.
Someone will have to meet him downstairs.
So I was going to say, I don't know at what point I would need to leave. But if I don't even need to leave, then I'm totally cool with just, like, hanging out with Hadia.
Yeah, she throws the TV on and just, like, hangs out on the bed and watches TV.
Sick. I join her.
You can retrieve the Maguire magazine.
Quiet, you. You're on the internet. You can't talk.
Yeah, you can't tell me what to do, Mom.
I would say that
You're too deep in the Matrix right now.
I would say that Crusher as a character would have, like, memorize. The only thing that he would know for the day would be the schedule. So, like, it like, what is that? 1:45. He would go downstairs and wait for Dimitri.
Okay.
No matter what else is going on, like clockwork, he just leaves. He doesn't say anything. He just goes downstairs.
Okay, that sounds good.
I take this opportunity to also wash my clothes. So I step out of the bath naked and I start like collecting my clothes just in front of whoever. Then I go back into my bath and I like, wash my clothes.
Okay. They do have a laundry service in the hotel if you want to make use of it.
No, that would cost money. I just act like this is normal and something I always do.
Right. So we see like a little bit, like, because you're alone, right? So we're getting a view kind of behind the, like, rich and famous shield, and it's like, you're kind of like, well, I'm having a bath, better also wash my clothes, because I'm poor.
Yeah, I'm just like all of you guys.
Okay, so you're conserving
I take the bus, too. Yeah.
Okay, Bonbon, your program is loaded and ready to go.
All right, let's go ahead and do
which one are you using?
I want to use Deception.
Okay. And that is a masking utility, I think. Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Okay. So.
And I'm gonna use 2. I'm gonna use 2 more dice.
Okay.
So I'm at 4 now.
Okay, so you roll the rating, and then I roll the same thing against you.
Okay.
So
on a 4.
Deception program generates fake passcodes to deceive ICE. They're logged by the ICE, so Deception does leave a trail of attempted logins, but that's fine.
2 successes.
2.
Damn.
Okay.
What the fuck, yo?
All right.
Not doing well, man.
What the hell, man? I was rolling like a champ last session.
And target number 6. Nothing. Okay, so you just brute force, like, a barrage the login, like, portal with a ton of passcodes until one hits. Yeah, your little happy Bonbon is just vomiting passwords into its mouth. Yeah,
rainbows.
You find on the big white sphere, you find like a big black like keyhole and just start barfing rainbows into it until it opens and the sphere kind of like peels away for you. And inside you can see the SPU, and it's like all of these floating cubes that are kind of like moving around, and the cubes all contain the various components of the security SPU. So you got to get in there and then get another IO out to the security cameras, but that's easy. And now that you have access to the security system.
And that's exactly what Bonbon wants to do. I want to basically send to my vid screen the camera feed.
Okay. Cool. So you get in there, get into the IO for the camera system, and you immediately, like, you're in the inside of a black sphere, and the inside of the sphere is covered in kind of grainy, like, camera feeds from the CCTV. So from here, you can access any individual feed, and you can drag and drop them into your cyber terminal, or if you want to, you can drop them onto the screen in the hotel room, right? Because the feeds are all running through the same system.
Sure. Well, if I put it on my vid screen, as long as it's connected, right? I guess I would want to put it on the TV.
Yeah.
Well, can I put it on our TV?
Yeah.
Okay, so I drag like the outdoor, the valet camera, and I drag the lobby camera, and I drag the like lower elevator bank camera just to have the top or the bottom floor covered.
Sounds good. Cool. Yeah, and you have access. Like until they change the passwords, you'll have access. Like when you log in, it's like welcome, Mister, and then just like a string of corrupted characters. Yeah. So you have access now.
Okay, great.
They'll change the passwords eventually, but for right now, you found one that works.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. Anything else you want to do while you're inside the?
Yeah, I mean, I want to try to grab the employee records and then download them to my deck.
Okay, cool. So I think all of that stuff is located. You're going to have to leave, and you can decide whether you want to do this or not. You're going to have to leave the LTG. They're all stored at like Sheraton HQ, wherever the hell Sheraton.
Oh, so I would have to leave the hotel network to be able to...
Yeah, you'd have to drop the hotel network, leave the LTG, and then jump to whatever LTG.
Yeah, I want to try to attempt that. I want to at least see if I can get outside into the hotel network.
Okay. Let's montage it with a computer skill test. So make a test with computers. Do you have any? What programs do you have loaded right now?
Right now, I have loaded Analyze, Attack, Decrypt, Browse, and Deception.
Okay. I think that some of those are valid. So I'll take an extra die on your computer roll.
Okay.
And we'll just gloss through rather than be like, you jump here, then you do this.
7, 4 successes.
Okay, cool. You're good. Yeah, you gain access to, if not the whole Sheraton employee, like up to a certain level. Like you hit the C-level employee profiles and you get blocked out. But you have access to all of the employees at this hotel.
That's all I want. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah, you don't have like the manager, but you can get employee records for everybody else.
Okay, that's fine. That's exactly what I want. As much as I can get from this hotel.
Okay. Do you want to download that to another device, or do you want to just hang out in there looking through it?
I would like to just put it into my storage, and I should have plenty.
Okay, cool. I think it probably takes you want to grab the whole thing. It's mostly text. We'll say 10 mega whatever.
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
So Sheraton employees, and I'm going to put, it doesn't have a rating, but it has a size of 10. Yeah,
now you know off like just because you are who you are and because you're a Shadowrunner, you know that there are people who might be interested in some of the data that they could find floating around in the Sheraton data stores. You might be able to sell some of it. I mean, other Shadowrunners or people who want to like break into their network and fuck around. Do you wanna try and find some pay data in here?
I feel like there's a devil on my shoulder, like just telling me what I should do. I don't.
I mean, I'm just saying. It occurs to you, hey, people would pay for this.
You know what? I mean, Bonbon's already jacked in. Like, it would only be second nature to be like, well, I mean, I can grab a little bit more. It's like playing Deal or No Deal, right?
Yeah, it really is. Do you have Evaluate? Do you have that program?
I don't. I have Analyze.
So the best you could do is grab like a random chunk of data. You could grab the garbage file.
Grab the garbage file.
You can grab. I mean, you can grab you can grab some miscellaneous data and hopefully some like Evaluate lets you specifically look for pay data.
Okay.
But you could just pull make some random copies and fill up some of your space if you want.
I know what I'm going to spend my money on. Evaluate. Okay.
So maybe it occurs to you and you're like, it'll fill up the deck, but it might be bad data. Do you want to just try and pull something anyway, or do you want to wait and come back?
Nah, I don't want to. We still have 3 days. I don't want to do anything crazy. I'm still thinking about the run, so...
But you don't want to steal the
I'm fighting with myself. But Bonbon, it makes so much sense. Just grab the fucking data. It's right there.
There's a little, devil candy and an angel candy floating beside you.
So they're both dominating each other.
Yeah, little devil's food cake and little angel.
The angel is definitely Lady Amsel's voice. Oh my! Don't do it, Bonbon.
So do you want to?
I don't.
Jack out.
I jack out. out. I'm happy I've got the camera feeds.
Okay, cool. So you're back in the real world, and you've been hanging out in the hotel room for a little while. And Hadiya, she probably mentions to, just as the time you're coming out, mentions to Breakdown, because you've been hanging out with her the most. She's like, looks at her watch. She's like, it's got to be almost lunchtime. And I can't survive on jelly beans alone. Should we order room service?
Am I seeing Bonbon like come out of it at this point or no?
Yeah. Bonbon blinks for the first time in the last like 6 minutes.
Yeah, I would say we leave that to Bonbon because Bonbon's got the cool chip, right? Bonbon's got the cool chip, the money chip.
The cool money chip. Yes, the expense.
It's already associated to the room.
Yeah,
right?
You can just start.
So
Yeah,
you can just order it.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Cool. I like get up and start looking for a menu.
Okay. Yeah. So you and Hidea order food. She makes sure that you go and check if Night's Ass wants anything.
Do you want anything, Night's Ass?
I got 1 plate of carrots, 1 plate of celery, and also like a gigantic cheeseburger, and then I'll be good.
Awesome. Do you shout that from the bath?
I gotta like sing it into whatever I'm currently singing,
Awesome. All right.
which is just the breakdown song again.
Okay. Cool. Crusher, do you order food or just point to the menu or?
Well, I would understand that. I grabbed the, like, what is the client, the mission sitting on?
She was on the bed.
Okay, I just go pour all the jelly beans in the bed and just point to them.
You're just gonna eat those.
No, I pour them on the bed with her and just point to those.
Okay, she looks at them and she looks at you and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need some real food, I think soon."
I look at her and I nod, and then I flip my visor up and just eat gum and flip it back down and walk back out. And go stand at the door.
All right, cool. Okay, so you order some room service. Everybody gets a chance to eat, and then around like I don't know, like 1:30 or so. Crusher, you were saying you want to get ready to go downstairs.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you're downstairs when Dmitry Chernayev shows up. And unlike most of the guests that are just kind of coming and leaving, Dmitry makes a big fucking deal about showing up. Like he's wearing like a black like leather jacket and like leather like chaps over his jeans. He shows up on like a giant matte black motorcycle. He's not wearing a helmet because helmets are for wimps. And he gets off the motorcycle and he's got like big like wraparound like neon green sunglasses and like a Skrillex haircut with like a tattoo of a dragon on the side of his head. Like for this whole scene, like if you need to imagine him as a person, he's cybernetic future Skrillex. And yet he like walks in and like people come up to him, like he throws the keys to the valet, doesn't even look at him, and like takes his sunglasses off and comes inside. Crusher, you can see he's got 2 like cyber eyes, and they're both like black spheres with like red pentagrams on them.
Okay.
And he comes to like swaggering up to the elevator.
So he I guess comes straight to me.
He doesn't even look at you. He just like walks up to the elevators.
Oh well, I guess as he walks by and doesn't look at me, I just turn to him and like I tap him on the shoulder.
Okay, he like turns his head really slowly, and he's like, no autographs, big guy. Maybe next time. I'm on the job.
Does he have anything in his? You said he wasn't wearing a helmet, right?
Yeah, he's not carrying. Well, maybe he's probably got like a messenger bag or something on his back, and it looks like it's got some stuff in it.
I pull out the picture that Bonbon gave me of the mission.
Okay.
And I tap him on the shoulder and just like flash the card in front of him.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, okay, your security, yeah. What?" And he like holds his hands up, like, "Have at her."
Yeah, I do the frisking.
Okay, roll your one die of intelligence.
All right, sure. 1 for. Whoa, shit! I succeeded.
Yeah, you got a
Oh
success.
my god.
So while you're patting him down, he's like, "This is totally unnecessary, man. I don't kill people with guns. I kill them with my reputation."
As he says that, I just put my finger in front of his lips just to shut him up. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So he does, and like you finish patting him down, and you like take your hand away. He's like, "I like your style, big man." And he's like, "See me again after about that autograph." And he takes his bag and like slings it under, and he opens it, and you can see a bunch of like recording equipment. Like he's got like a like a mic and like a player attached to it, and like a little like cyber deck inside that looks. I mean, you don't know anything about cyber decks.
Yeah.
It looks like the thing that Bon carries around all the time.
Sure.
And he's like, "Are we cool, man?"
Yeah, as he does that, I point to my nameplate and just like run my fingers around where it says, "Hi, my name is Crusher."
Okay, yeah, he leans in and like squints, and you can see the little pentagrams in his eyes like spin around as the like iris changes, and then he looks up and he's like, "Crusher, right on."
I give him a thumbs up and then point to the elevator.
Okay, all right. So yeah, he gets in the elevator. You're gonna go in the other elevator, I presume.
Yeah, I know what floor we were on, right? I can remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I make like however.
You can remember 2-digit numbers. I won't make you.
Yeah, I give him whatever with my fingers what floor we're on.
Okay.
I give him a thumbs up and start walking towards the other elevator.
Okay, cool. So you meet up there at about the same time. He's actually waiting by the elevator, like in the elevator bank, like smoking his e-cigarette. And yeah, so he's just standing there with it in his hands. He's like, "Hey, Crusher, all right, let's go." And he like walks with you and gets you to show him where the room is.
Okay, but as we get to the door, I don't just open it. I knock, and then as we're just kind of like waiting for someone, we can hear like the footsteps, I assume, or something of people running inside. I give him I offer him a piece of gum, especially because he probably like lets out a drag of his cig.
Yeah.
And it just smells like shit to Crusher, so I just give him
weird
a piece of
chrome vapor. Yeah. Okay, so when he does that, you can see like one of his teeth is like a tiny little LCD with letters running across it, and you catch like DMI before he closes his mouth.
Okay.
And he takes the gum and looks at it. He's like, "I'm gonna save this for later," and he like puts it inside his like leather jacket. Pads it. It's like. So who comes to the door?
I can get the door.
Okay.
Come to the door and I open it.
So
I go,
you
"Hi,
see,
Crusher. Hi,
Yeah,
I'm Breakdown," and I like hold out my hand.
he kind of looks at it and then looks at you, and he's like, "What's up?" Like explicitly doesn't take your hand. Like,
He just doesn't want to touch a dirty hippie.
yeah.
Got a problem with me? Anyway, I like open up the door more and I.
Okay. Yeah, he comes
I
in.
should have
and,
invited you to my bath. I regret it now.
So yeah, he comes in and like looks around the room. What's everybody doing when he gets there? Like Bon, for example, or like Night Sats. Are you in the room now, or are you in the other room still? Where is everybody?
I'd like to go through the data I got. So if someone else wants to do something, that's what I want to do.
Okay. All right. So you're ejected into your cyber deck, doing the thing.
Exactly.
Okay. Are you in the room, Night Sats, or is it just Tidia and Breakdown here?
I'll just stay in my bath until he comes
Okay.
on up there.
So you've literally been in the bath for 3 hours straight. Just
Yeah, I'm like relaxing. You
Yeah.
know?
The fuck
This
is
is
wrong
what-
with you? You're all pruny. I've never seen anyone that pruny before in my life.
My skin's still super supple because I put so much like other junk in it. Like I don't even know what I put in it.
just bath bombs for days. All right. So Dimitri comes in, introduces himself to Hadia, in like the most obvious perfunctory way. Like, "I know who you are, you know who I am. We're both here for a reason." And he gets out his equipment and like puts it down on the bed and like brings over a chair and sits down. And he tells the rest of you, he's like, "So this is a live interview. So if y'all could just keep it down, we don't need any background noise. And you know, if you want to go in the other room and listen in, you're welcome to." And he like hands you a card with the like BBS address on it. But if you're in here, you got to just keep it down. You
Are they
understand?
doing this in the living room?
Yeah, just in the like main room, just on like the bed and the couch next to it. Or whatever.
Okay, I would say like I left my assault cannon to the left of the door when he first walked in.
Okay.
So I just go and grab it, and then I just like load a shell into it while staring at him,
Okay.
and then just put the gun back down at the door.
Yeah, so I think he whistles, and something in his like cyberware, like he whistles a single note, but something in his cyberware like auto tunes it up and down in like a really obvious way, and then he's like, "That is some heavy firearms, man." Okay. Well, try to keep the gunplay to a minimum. And then he starts his interview with Hadia, like a really cheesy intro, and they talk for about about an hour and a half. And like he's very much like 90s shock jock radio guy. Like he's super obnoxious and has like a really obvious radio voice and stuff, but Hadia handles it really well. Like she's trying to like make really intelligent points, and the guy keeps like asking her like stupid questions about like pictures that are of her on the internet, and be like, what did you think when these guys posted this photo of you from outside your house? And she's like, well, I don't like to like sensationalize that stuff. Like obviously it's a big deal, but like, so she tries to keep him on track and like make points. And he's like a pretty good interviewer, but he's also a huge douche. So, by the end of it, you can tell she's getting kind of frustrated and tries to like work him towards the end of the conversation. And then he finishes and starts packing up his gear and like thanks her. And they have a short conversation where he's like, yeah, I heard there was going to be a protest at the airport. How'd that go? And she was like, well, and like looks at you guys and it's like, didn't go at all. And he nods. He's like, well, keep an eye out. It's a dangerous city. And like packs all his shit up. Looks over at Crusher and is like, you know what they say, man? Any day you don't have to use that thing, it's a good day. See on the flip side.
As he does that, I open the door for him.
Okay, after you, asshole.
And I go and get in, like, I walk him out all the way down to the front door of the hotel. So, like, I go down the elevator and I make sure that he's leaving and, like, drives off on his bike and all that stuff.
Okay, cool. So I think in the lobby before he leaves, he says to you, he's like, you're dedicated security, man. You got a card? Maybe I need to hire you someday.
I flip my visor up with the widest smile you've ever seen, and I like hit the thing on my arm and pull out a card and hand it to him.
Okay, he reads it and he like kind of looks like kind of confused, like looks at you. He's like, "Yeah, all right, Crushinator."
Yeah, and I just like point to the "Hi, my name is" part on my vest again.
Yeah, he puts it in his pocket and then realizes he's got the gum in there and takes it out and he's like, yeah, all right. Puts the gum in his mouth. Gets back on his motorcycle, like revs it a couple of times, and then like does a wheelie out of the parking lot.
Yep.
And that's the last we saw of Dmitry Chernayev.
Perfect.
So he's gone. So upstairs, Hadia says to Breakdown, I guess. She's like, how'd you think that went? Did I sound like a total idiot? I feel like I sounded like an idiot.
Oh, I thought that you were so eloquent. Like the way that you handled those sorts of topics was just like, I could never do that.
So that seems to like, she's like, okay, all right, because I've been doing this stuff for a while and I still don't know. I still feel like, anyway, I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna grab a nap if that's okay with, and like looks at Bonbon as though Bonbon were still listening. I mean, you can hear.
Well, I'm out, aren't I?
You can. I mean, you're half.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm analyzing data. Yeah.
Stuff. So, but you hear her. Like you hear her say your name. You probably get a warning, like someone is talking about you.
I ignore it. I'm just looking through the data.
You grab the audio feed and hurl it into the trash.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think she just goes over to the bed and like puts her head down, like puts some earplugs in and lies down and like sets an alarm before she goes to sleep.
Is there a window?
Yep. Yeah. There's a big plate glass window that looks out over Seattle.
Okay.
We have a different room, right? So there's like this room, and then we have another room that's on like the same floor but not adjoined, right? Because we have Crusher.
Yeah. It's essentially one big suite that's divided by a wall with a door, and then you can open the door from either side. It's one of those like double doors, and she's keeping hers open so you guys can come and go if you need to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I finally get out of the bath, and I walk with like water dripping off of my body. I walk over to the window, and I pull out a second change of clothes from my guitar, of course, somehow.
Your suitcase guitar.
My suitcase guitar.
Okay.
My traveling guitar, and then I just put those on in front of the window, very slowly.
Okay.
I like put my gloves on, like
Very slowly.
I very obviously am not looking at her. Like
Okay.
trying to give her privacy, but in that really awkward way where I'm like just staring at a wall.
So, well, I mean, I think Breakdown, you walk in on this because Night's Ass is in the other suite. So you walk back.
Okay, yeah.
You just see Night's Ass in the window.
Like,
I just say, "Hey, babe."
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Oh no.
It's something you haven't seen before. Maybe.
I like how desperately Nightsass is trying to regain her fame. Like, oh no, someone might see me naked and put me on the internet everywhere.
Like standing on the balcony with no clothes on. Like, I hope no one looks.
Don't give me attention.
Fame's a heavy burden, man. Okay, cool. So, the next thing, what's the next thing on the itinerary? The itinerary.
Well, so I just wanna look through the data.
You're doing a data wandering. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to look through the data and see if I would find anything suspicious in the employee records.
What define? So imagine like you've got the data up here and you got all your like programs and shit. You get your browse program up, and browse needs specific like inputs. What is your browse? So, all of your programs have like an anthropomorphized, like they're part of your equipment, basically. Like an attack program might be a giant sword, and a defense program is a shield. What does your browse program look like?
Dude, the browse program is the fucking bomb, because every time it gets activated, just like basically out of nowhere, these sunglasses fucking come down, and it's like the deal with it.
Pixelated sunglasses?
They fall down right in front of Bonbon's eyes, and it even says deal with it, and then I just start browsing shit.
Okay, cool. So what do you want to? What is the parameter of your search? What are you looking for? The example from the browse program is I'm looking for data on the corporate security division's covert activity.
Right.
So
there's two objectives that I have: is to find the head of security so that I can ask for him by name. Okay. And then also to categorize all the humans that are in the hotel.
Okay, so you want metatype on all of the hotel guests?
Yes.
All right. I really hope that the hotel has racial profiling information on hand.
Of course they do. It's on. Come on, it's on every fucking application. You got to put your sex, and then you got to put your race.
Like, it is true, but I'm just going to point out that basically what you're doing is I would like to know all of the Jews that work for this hotel.
That's fine. When you put it that way.
I'm just contextualizing this shit for you. That's fine. So go ahead and make a browse test.
Shit, I think my browse is actually, it's 4.
Okay, so 4 dice. Difficulty is only 3 because you have the data uploaded. It's just a question of how fast you do it.
3.
Super quick. Okay, so the head of security for the downtown Sheraton is a guy named Carter Medeiros. Carter Medeiros, head of security. He is a human being, because I know you were curious. So humans make up like 99% of the upper part of the people that work here. So like the maitre d's and like the chef in the kitchen, a lot of the bartenders. But the wait staff and like it's a lot higher. There's a lot more like orcs and a couple of trolls. But overall, I would say that the hotel is like probably like 70% human. The rest being like mostly elves and dwarves with a few orcs and trolls.
Okay. Well, that doesn't really help me all that much. But the guy's name helps. Okay, I'm done then.
Okay. All right. So, anybody want to do anything before the next thing on the agenda, the last thing for today?